Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to proceeding with our card, and in this specific tutorial I'm going to be dealing with aiding tools. There are going to be some tools that enable us to, or that reduces a lot of work on the designers, a lot of work in replicating what you've drawn, or some kind of shortcuts that make your work a little bit faster and relatively easy. So in this case, I want to be able to illustrate how we can use aiding tools like the offset, and also other aiding tools that enables us to draw inclined objects. Alright, so I'm going to start with the offset. I'm going to be doing this in Creo, but you can also translate the same operations in your Pro E. These aiding tools, they're not really exclusive to Creo, but you can also find them in Pro E. So I'm just going to create a part using this default template that you find in Creo. Not much paying particular attention to the units. I'm just going to be illustrating these options. So let's just make something like a rectangular geometry from the front, and then see how we can perform these aiding tools. So let me quickly design a rectangle. So that's a rectangle. Now let me offset. I'm going to be offsetting one of the sides of this rectangle. In other words, I'm going to be indenting it inwards as seen by the direction of the arrow, at distance of about 50. So as you can see, this side has been indented 50. Why? Because we were using a single selection of an edge, indenting it inwards. Alright, but we can also indent the whole geometry. In other words, let's use offset, and we're going to be selecting the loop. So a loop is a closed path. In this case, the closed path is marking the geometry of the rectangle. So in the command window, it is saying select an entity to specify an entity loop. I'm going to be selecting this loop. So I'm going to be selecting this geometry, and if we can indent it inwards, or we can also indent it outwards. If we want to indent it outwards, we can change the direction using the negative sign. Let's put negative 60. Yes, and we can see we have a new geometry right now, which is protruded outwards a distance, a magnitude of 60 millimeters, which is right through, right around this rectangle. So it reduces a lot of labor by creating another rectangle, trying to modify all the tools. If we've got the same thickness, we can just offset the same geometry. So that's okay. So we click OK, and we can extrude and get a hollow rectangular box. Perfect. So that's it. That's our offset tool. So we can offset a number of things, repeated geometries, repeated trajectories. We can easily offset them so that we save a lot of time in replicating the same design. Alright, we can also use or design on inclined datum planes. So previously we had seen how we can make horizontal and vertical datum planes, but we can also make inclined datum planes. For example, if you want to make this kind of a component, it will be very easy it will be very difficult using any other methods other than going for an inclined datum plane, drawing the two-dimensional shape that we see of this component here, and then extruding it to the next surface. So how do you make inclined datum planes? So I'm going to be selecting this option, and then I'll make a datum plane. Clicking the datum plane option, and then I press the control button, and then I click I want to select this age as also part of the references. Already highlighted in green is this side that has been selected as the first reference. So the second reference, I want to select this age. So I'm going to be selecting the age operator using the control button and selecting this age. And we can see we have a datum plane which is inclined at a default 45 degrees. You can change this angle of rotation from the first reference horizontal side here that we find at the top. You can change it, but I'm going to leave it at 45. Then I'm going to click OK. So that's our inclined datum plane. We can even make another datum plane. From this reference datum plane, and I'm going to be offsetting it at distance of 100. So you can even offset the offset datum plane like that, and we can even sketch on that datum plane. Perfect. Brilliant. Alright, so these are some of the tools that we can have, that we can find or that we can use in lessening the burden of the designer in designing some kind of components that are seemingly complex. So we must be able to use this kind of tools. There are many others that we'll be introducing as this lesson, or as this module will be going on. So I'll be able to meet you in the next videos to be able to illustrate more aiding tools that will help you as a designer. So let me see you in the next videos. Thank you.